taken Stefano's old World
Yep.
Touring car.
Yeah, Stefano D'Aste's car. In fact, Franz Engsler is running Tom Coronel's old BMW in the World Touring Car Championship. So it is Nikolai Karamchev that leads at the end of the lap. Oh dear. Just I take Andreas Pfister in the rear, left rear, yes, left rear wheel arch. Trying to figure out what word that was. Left rear wheel arch should require the intervention of a safety car.
We're not seeing yellows yet, so and there's
No, oh goodness me.
We know that blue
Well have been into the lead in the SMT class. 4 different classes here this year. We've got the Super 1600s, we've got the SMTs, which are essentially the Seat Leon Euro Cup cars. Aytaç Bitter in his BMW, used to race that in the World Touring Car Championship. And that's how it all started. He got turned around by Aku Pellinen, the Finn, and then Andreas Pfister had 2 or 3 cars on his right, and James, he had nowhere to go there at all.
No, that was a bit unfortunate. I did see Matajowski as well. Did I see?
Nimble, but the power of the turbo would just send the turbo cars back in front down the straight.
Alpha's door.
He has lost his door, yes. Oh! Now, what on earth happened there to Mato Homola? Because did he get onto something loose on the exit of the circuit? Because the door fell off the Alpha on the... Yeah, good spot. That looks like that was the place that it happened, because then suddenly he's got a suicide door, like an old Fiat 500. And Homola just has
to get out the way?
I don't know, just has an accident on his own into the other side of the Alpha. See, the single make trophy, basically Seat Leon Euro Cup cars. Oh! I was going to say went all the way around the outside of him, but Rickley hit one of them as it went by. That's, again, that's going to be a visit. Was that what Homola went off on the straight, I wonder?
It was all that grease holding that door on.
Holding the door on here.
Lubing it. Squeak.
Yeah, well, Sergei Ryabov, as you know, goes left, right here, so for 10 seconds it's going your way, and then the next 10 seconds it goes the other guy's way, but I think he's put that to bed for the moment anyway, except, no, he's crossed the racing line.
Oh, no.
Oh, and so has Malayev. As well, and his BMW looks far more of a handful. Keep your foot in. Let's see a third now. What are we seeing here? Whoa! Come back, baby, come back.
Should be in the drifting class. Full throttle and it
Maybe.
bit through.
That's all there was to it. And again, Malayev trying to close the gap too ambitiously as he turns into the right-hander.
You know, one thing they are is lucky that there's all this runoff.
And no gravel. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
They're certainly using it to their advantage.
Well, Malayev with the blue nose, Ronnie Eust. Well, again, Malayev trying to... Whoa, and Malayev finally manages to fail to outrun the laws of nature.
And that's tearing up those tyres too.
Yep. Probably not the wisest thing to try and go all the way around the outside there, as demonstrated rather ably by the BMW behind. Can Onder having a big handful of opposite lock through the gravel trap. And still the Chevys haven't sorted it out. Now they have. They have outbraked each other, and James, presumably wheels touched there and sort of straightened their steering up against the driver's 8th to 9th. Safety car, of course, closed the field right up. Andreas Guga going off there. Oh dear. Not good news for him, I'm afraid. So, Andrina, rather, Guga. So, in the gravel. And Hayes.
Still together.
Yeah, lots of power, but no grip, I'm afraid. And Sladecker trying to go around the outside of Christian Fischer. Keep your foot in, don't steer that way. Oh, go on. I think he's just about got the momentum to get out. Look how quickly they... And that is 3rd place in the class. Then he's surrendered. Mark 6, Mark 7. I can't remember where we are now with Fiestas, frankly. Oh dear. Roman Kralev not going to be making too many friends there. Any chance of Ryabov grabbing 2nd in the class appears to have disappeared then.
Bit of a no-gap lunge there.
In fact, it would have been 3rd for our multi-car battle. And Skuts, oh dear, and Kralev keep away from the barriers. Didn't quite pick up a place there from Sladecker, but very nearly, having taken the long way round and putting his foot in it.
We see quite a lot of cars going off in the gravel. It's not just gravel, it's like pebbles, those stones in there. They do a lot of damage.
Well, there's a lot more tarmac on the outside of the curbs now than there was in the previous two runs. As dear, oh dear. James Nash with his hand over his eyes. Vladimir Nikolaev trying to get around the outside of Karamashev. Obviously 5th on the road. And this is Igor Skuts and Nikolai Karamashev kind of outbraking each other. That was one of the defining moments of the race. Away from the safety car. Got a little nudge as well from the Alpha behind. I'm not sure that he'll be...
And a cheer for
inside Ronnie Yost. Oh, and it is spits and spots at the far end. And who's that gone off? Kralev. Kraman Kralev has gone off into the gravel. Graichev leads from Fulin. Rickley and Holland, and they've shuffled Feast. Russian driver, Mikhail Graichev, the race leader. Now he's carrying a little more ballast than Peter Fulin. I know he's not, he's carrying less. In fact, he's carrying about half the ballast to Fulin. Nikolaev gets a shunt. Ooh,
in avoidance as well.
Because that was Norbert Nagy. I thought it was Andrei Negriga's Honda. It's not. It's Norbert Nagy basically parked on the inside. I think, ooh, actually, when you see it from that angle at speed, that must have been an eye-opening moment for Ronnie Yost, suddenly realising the car in front had all but... Well, Pfister, with no points in the races in Paul Ricard, needs a big result here. In fact, he needs a series of big results. Pellerin not doing well here, Yost not doing well here, Karamashev has thrown it on. He's not still on wets. He's not still on wets, I'm being facetious, but my goodness.
Puts a lot of wear on the left-hand tyre, and as you can see, already damage here.
And indeed, reasonably heavy one. Bragin will walk away, and in fact he'll limp that one back, I'm sure, the Finn.
Good at streamlining and picking up that top speed.
Wow, what speed he picked up, and talk about shedding it. There's Bragin, tasting the barriers, getting the spin around, not the way he would have, also getting involved. He's made the pass, beautifully teed up. No! Contact, and it's Skuts involved. Oh, dear Lord. Well, I don't know whether it's a bit of brain fade, a bit of worriment maybe that it was potential embarrassment on the cards with Karamashev on the way. Let's have a look. How did he lose this?
He's gone in a bit too quick. The back marker hasn't seen him coming, and he can't back out of it quick enough. He should have waited. He has got some time to do that, but maybe if he's getting...
Leif just nicks that spot. 17th place, and Bruckner, well, that's easing off, and he shouldn't be doing that. It may only be 1 place, and, well, there's still more expense. And to be honest, if you're a team chief and you're seeing this sort of thing going on late on, it's about the last thing you need.
Yeah, well, you normally see all of this sort of thing in race. Karamashev, and he's just lost the rear slightly, overcorrected it, and then run onto a bit of gravel. So that's a bit of a clean-up work for him. One thing he has got is the toe.
Oh dear. That's Nikolaev. We saw him and Marleaf having a contretemps early on. I don't think this is the result of that. I haven't seen how he's lost it, but he's certainly dug in.
He's got reverse gear there, but these sets have got a flat floor. And is that turn 9?
Well, it looks like battle resumed between those. Yeah, I think hobbled car as well after that incident on race.
Yeah, he would have been. And yeah, you've got to go out there and try and collect points.
Oh, gone the last. No. Oh, don't make it expensive.
Roll it across the line.
Well, I've seen a few cars take it in reverse across the line, but Marleaf decided that today, great sequence this weekend, and look at that. And that was why, approaching far too quickly, the Ford Fiestas hit the brakes, and Marleaf was lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, he was. It looked like he had a lot of understeer, like you say, carrying too much speed. Corrected it, overcorrected it. Yeah, and luckily to avoid all other cars and barriers.
Thank heaven for that. Bruckner must have been very relieved to see that come off cleanly, and I don't think it was Kraft. She only managed 11 of the laps, but anyway, here is our finish order. I think he was about to furl that flag to keep it away from potential danger. Oh, he did it. He allowed him a bit of a tag, though. towards the back end. I think it's Zanin that's been just moved over, and the pace launches itself as they come back. Oh, and two BMWs just tagging into each other, exactly what you don't want to see, and that unfortunately is going to be expensive for those guys. Opening lap of 7, it's going to pass by very quickly, this on the rises and falls, and just look at the work that's going to have to be made up. Goodness me, and there's yet more. Big tag, the flag's waving, and indeed that looks like job done. Blue BMWs as they start to make a nuisance of themselves. It's Honda, in fact, dead center of your screen at the moment, and in fact his teammate was Bitter, had made some great strides. Unfortunately, that was the result, and in fact they fought each other tooth and nail, desperate for that space. Honda went through as Bitter took a spin, lucky not to come back out and into traffic. It wasn't all over though for these guys, and indeed shortly afterwards Salah Gil it was that got involved, and this time Honda taking the big hit. He's going to go the long way round. Scott's working hard for him. Oh, and I believe that's Falun taking himself out. Fisher, in fact, I beg your pardon, Fisher Rouge is riding onto the straight, and there that spin momentarily that we saw just the end of. Vista getting it wrong at Lecombe, so pictures from just a wee while ago, and there he is clattering the curbing. Malif wise to that. Oh no, Nix and Cronenberg getting themselves into bother front, and that is a real shame for Lincoln, getting tagged, Cronenberg doing the damage. In fact, there's plenty more down there. Meanwhile, the flag away. Let's check that out again. There's that tag, and so unfortunate. Making more than a nuisance of himself out there. It looked moderately lethal, I'm afraid. And Cronenberg, I think he's going to gets into Bragin, little bit of a tag, and in so doing he loses speed and drive, and Omola gets through. Oh, and it's starting to happen. Well, I almost don't think he uses a rear view mirror, Karamayshev, because he's always just going forward. Whoa! Holds on, centre of the track. Meanwhile, Matejovski just headed over towards the right, and in fact he really did come a cropper out there. Nikolaev looked like he'd been tagged, a little bit of bodywork damage, or maybe just some tyre rub. And Skuts, as you saw, the big loser as far as the Chevys was concerned, and he the man just in front of Karamayshev, while others get themselves into bother. Malif doing it all on his own, in a bad way. Medeyovsky finally getting busy up front, and indeed getting by Bragin to take the lead. Bragin was never going to hold on to that, but that was a big hold as well. Had some nervous moments as Nikolaev went wide. In fact, a lot of unstable vehicles out there leading the single make trophy, as you can see. Let's have a look at this. Just wouldn't take the corner. Held on to it though. But it's a damaged vehicle, and that's where he picked it up. A little bit further behind. Oh, and away he goes. And that was good work by Karamayshev as well to avoid any contact. Let's have a look. Was there anything that caused that? No. And in fact, very good work on the brakes. Let's see if he left any stripes. Karamayshev avoiding the spinning weekend for himself. And they're spinning all over the place, I'm afraid. Oh, and that's unfortunate. Well, it's all very well. Of Philip Sladeka. Oh, meanwhile, Fisher still making a nuisance of himself. Goodness me, that's just too much, I'm afraid. Fisher in the 9 car crosses the line, but Christian Fischer